The labyrinth is an ancient symbol for the journey of the soul. For thousands of years, people have used the labyrinth for walking meditation and to find inspiration and peace of mind. I often walk the labyrinth when I need a few moments to calm down and to center myself. It's the perfect place to contemplate a word and a concept that has intrigued me for years. The concept is oneness, the mysterious state of being one with life, one with nature, one with God. It starts from the belief that everything is, like this labyrinth, interconnected, coming from and leading back to the center, the one. It claims that the whole idea of separation is a total illusion, since nothing in the universe is separate from anything else.
Then there is another way, again from the scientific side, it enters, particularly in physics. It's actually a driving force in the history of physics to search for one single theory that will enclose include all the other theories or all the other forces, to find one force or one law. So we get words like unified field theory or theory of everything, words like that. So that's one set. But then there is really the mystical notion, particularly in the great spiritual traditions of India. It's better to speak about this in the plural, traditions of India, because it's not just one tradition. Practically all the great sages in India have, at one stage or the other, come to this realization about the oneness of all there is. Absolutely. In fact, one might almost say that in the general Indian traditions, this is practically the definition of a sage. To the degree this is in fact a fact for them, not an idea, but to the degree it is a fact for them, to that degree they are a greater sage.
Llewellyn?
Yes, for me, oneness is actually a living presence. It is a manifestation of the divine. And the divine is one, whether you call it he, she, it. The Sufis say, in the name of he who has no name, but who appears by whatever name you call him. And one quality of the divine is oneness. And so in a way, for me, it is not a concept, oneness. This is very, very important for me, that oneness is not a concept, it's not an idea, it's a living reality, it's a presence, which you can either experience inwardly. For the Sufis, this is within the heart, within where the divine is always present. And the Sufis say, actually, in the heart of hearts, in this very innermost chamber of the heart. That is where you go within and you find that extraordinary reality the Sufis call the beloved, because for the Sufis, God is the beloved. Or you can experience that living presence in the outer world, in creation, in all the extraordinary manifestations of life, which yet are one.
Different people from different parts of the world have different approaches to this experience of oneness. So today we'd like to screen a few video portraits from different corners of the world. And the first spot that we'd like to show takes us to the Australian outback.
Yeah, we're here at Muttichula, right beside Uluru, the home of my ancestors. But of course, bush living was bush. You totally took most of your things from the land you're on. We just lived on the land as people of the land. To us, it was a natural way of being. Being part of all that there is was just the way you was. You didn't see anything any different from you.
It was just a way of life that was inclusive of all that there is through life. Life is the binding and the connecting way the oneness is. If you're alive, you connect to everything else that is alive. But that oneness included everything that was around us, and you was raised with that teachings from a child upwards. Part of land which has been handed down to you by your ancestors, we say the granny law, has given me my responsibility now that I'm grown up to care for my country, care for my mother, care for everything that is around me, the oneness, the completeness of that oneness, to be responsible in both caring, in every single way, which we call the kanyini, caring with unconditional love, with the responsibility. You feel that so well, that you feel good when you're in that space, and you kind of feel you're living with family when you include everything that is alive in that space. And that it's a huge space, and there's a lot of specimens of everything you could possibly imagine there with you. And then you grow up knowing that these are all your family. You can never feel lonely in that situation. You just can't. How can you when all around you is family members, from this ground up to all the trees around you, to the clouds hanging up around you, the birds flying by, the animals and reptiles that are just hidden in the shrub there for now, but can come out if they want to, hunt around for their little food, and then they can become food for us as well. It is a beautiful way of being. It doesn't push anyone out, but it brings everybody in. And the completeness of being who you are, where you are, is a really good feeling. And it's a beautiful feeling. I wouldn't exchange it for anything. That's why I'm here, right beside Uluru. I am so lucky.